Today we are talking about Evelyn. Evelyn is a Grixis vampire that just released with Streets of New Capenna. This card is a flash creature that allows us to gain card advantage while playing other vampires throughout our game. But this card is unique in that it has very flexible mana, which is going to allow us to play this in an actual MARDU build. And this MARDU build is going to be a vampire reanimator list. Now this deck is going to try to get all of our vampires into the graveyard with things like Thrilling Discovery as well as Fable of the Mirror Breaker. And once we get those vampires into the graveyard, we're working our way up to our big reanimator spells like Olivia, which is going to allow us to pull back a single vampire at a time with haste, which is super helpful. And we also have a nuclear bomb in the Haunting Voyage, which is going to bring back all of our vampires at a single time to absolutely blow up our opponent's face. We packed this deck with a ton of really great vampires that are very strong, like Bloodveil Purveyor, as well as Westgate Regent. We've also got things like Edgar that are going to pump the squad. So once we reanimate these vampires, it should be very easy for us to win all of our games. And if you guys want the full deck breakdown and analysis, we are going to do it at the end of this video, so stick around for that. And in the meantime, there is a link in the description for the full deck list down below. And if you guys enjoy content just like this, don't forget to hit the like button as well as the subscribe button to help grow and support the channel. I'd really appreciate that. With that being said, enjoy the gameplay, guys. Peace. What's up, everybody? Today we're going to be playing some MARDU Vampires. There's a new card that came out in Streets of New Capenna called Evelyn. It is a Grixis based vampire, but it has an alternative color combination cost where we can actually turn it into a MARDU version, which I think is much better for what we're trying to do here today, because today we're going to be trying to reanimate all of our vampires, and we're going to be doing it through Olivia as well as other avenues like the Haunting Voyage. So hopefully we're gonna pop off with some big shenanigans today and go really wide really fast. That was a mistake. I meant to play that for I meant to play this for red. I got to talking a little too much there. That was a mistake. All right, let's go. We're a turn behind now from what I wanted to do from the previous turn, so that's unfortunate. They are running Grixis, and they're going to be doing some reanimation of their own, it looks like. Maybe I play Florian. Maybe we play Florian here just because we might be able to get some card advantage off of it, and it's a good body to deal some damage, put some pressure on them. Like I said, they're going to probably be doing reanimation stuff because they've got Grixis and they're running things like the Celestis, so wouldn't surprise me. We did get a Haunting Voyage, by the way. Excuse me, I'm a little tired today, I can't lie. All right, that's annoying. That is a bit annoying. All right, let's go you and you to the graveyard. Let's find our land drop so we can get a Vanishing Verse. Don't mind if I do. We'll be seeing you. That's a big hit. I can't lie, that's a big hit. Being able to take out a Will that easily. Will is a fantastic card. If you guys didn't see my Friday's video, check that out. We did actually run Rowan and Will. And I'm sorry for my dog barking. We have family coming over today here in the evening. All right, they go for another Will play here. We'll drop this. We'll probably go with the Fable here because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana here, so we can actually play Olivia next turn and reanimate something. So we'll foretell the Haunting Voyage as well. And then that way next turn we attack with the 2/2. The 2/2 is going to generate us a treasure, which does ensure that we hit Olivia, but we are hoping to hit a land off of dumping the Edgar off, as well as the Crippling Fear with the Fable of the Mirror Breakers, a level 2. Will just got them 2 cards, which is pretty annoying. That's annoying as well. Nice, we did get the land drop though. It's pretty big. We got all the land drops. All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're 1 away from being able to cast the Haunted Voyage. I wonder how this is going to go down, if I'm being honest. I'm not sure what they have here, but they are holding priority, which means they might have spot removal. They do. This does not exile, though, and they did just throw away 2 cards in order to do so. That is very huge for us, because one of the cards they just threw away is a Blood on the Snow. I can't imagine they'd have a backup for that. They might be screwed here. We might have got him here with a very big Haunting Voyage. I hope. Ooh, they kept the Ob Nixilis over the Blood on the Snow. They are going to regret that. They are going to regret that big time.
Defy me, and you'll lose everything.
Here we go. Here we go. Let's do it.
Your punishment.
They didn't. Oh, do these have haste? They don't have haste. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we're talking about. This Haunting Voyage right here, right now. Let's make it hurt. Let's make it hurt. All right, let's keep you. Let's kill the Will. And we can threaten to kill this as well. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to keep the other one. I meant to keep the other one there. That was a mistake. That was a mistake. All right, well, they don't have their little Blood on the Snow or a Meat Hook. They throw them both away. So this might actually work out really, really well for us. I hope. Edgar's pumping the whole squad, and keep in mind, if Olivia goes down at any point, whatever it brings back is still going to be in play. All right, they're drawing a card. This is a little bit of desperation I'm sensing from the opponent here. I love it. They throw away the gold span and keep the land. That seems super odd. All right, we get in there for an attack. Let's kill you. Let's kill you. I love it. I love it. Yeah, it doesn't matter. We're gonna keep the original. Keep the original. It's all good. They are at 40 life, but the Westgate Regent, by the way, is going to get very, very big. It's going to go all the way up to a 10-10 at this next turn, and we should be able to pretty much just kill them from this point forward. I made a few little silly mistakes. I have yet to play the deck in full yet, so this is actually my first go around with it. So I was bound to make those mistakes, little hiccups here and there, but overall, I think this ended pretty well. Let's see here. Exile one of those cards, put the rest at the bottom of the library. I already might play an exile card this turn. This turn. All right. We have a 10-10 Westgate Regent. Now, if we copy it with the reflection of Kiki Jiki, I don't believe we're going to get another 10-10 out of it. I think it's still going to be the 5-5, but either way, copying the Regent, not a bad idea. You never know. We might get the 10-10 out of it. We'll see. They're in trouble here. They're in a lot of trouble. But if they find their Blood on the Snow, we're also going to be in a lot of trouble. So I'm not counting them out yet. That's for sure. All right, Edgar. All right, let's see if we actually get a 10-10 out of this. Nope, just a 5-5. I thought so. All right, let's go ahead and attack in here. I wish we had another vampire to bring back, but we do actually get to use Florian's ability this time around. We finally get them back down below 20. They're at 13. Westgate goes to 20-20, and we do get some plays this time. Let's go. We get to go very deep into the deck. Which card do we want? Which card do we want? I guess let's have some fun with the Evelyn, yeah? Let's have some fun with the Evelyn. It gets us more card advantage. All right, we will... Oh, we just took a land off the top of their deck. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. All right, we do get a Westgate Regent in our hand, or in our exile pile to play, but I could have pretty much ended this game had I not top decked them there because I wouldn't have stolen the land off the top of their deck. Now we give them a little bit more of an opportunity here to make something happen. That's fine, which is why they threw it away. They didn't want it. And they have something that looks like to kill the Westgate Regent, maybe. Maybe. Could be instant speed, you never know. Could be instant speed, so let's not count that out. Okay. And there's the scoop. Yeah, I was gonna say it was a little too late, even if it was instant speed, because I was going to trigger the copy for the reflection. I guess they could have still done it in response had it been instant speed. Yeah, that was a great game, man. That was a great game. I didn't play it perfectly, but I'm very happy with the deck. I thought that was pretty outstanding for the performance. All right, let's see if we can hit another one of those really, really big Haunting Voyages. It's gonna be hard to do. There's only 2 in the deck, but man, I hope we can pull that off again. That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. I get to go first. I got a Vanishing Verse into a potential not till turn 5. That's not great. It's not great, but I think the Vanishing Verse can hopefully get us there. I'm not going to hold my breath on that, but I do hope we can draw maybe more interaction here. All right, we got ourselves a Naya player, which probably gonna mean runes. But Gala Greeters, it's pretty rare that I see a Gala Greeters in runes, so I'm not too sure. I won't discount anything out here. I also never see this in runes, so that's a good sign that it's not. Brutal Cathar, interesting. Well, I can flash this in and block the Brutal Cathar later in the game, which could be interesting, but now they transform because we didn't have a turn 4 play. So immediately my own plan in my head gets foiled. All right, flash in Evelyn here, and then we can start getting some card advantage. Hopefully we can find a Brutal Cathar of our own off the top of our opponent's deck here. They go in for the Jetmir. We can block one of these pretty well. Haunting Voyage, not the card I want to see off the top, if I'm being honest. If I'm being honest, not the card I really wanted to see here. We will play... We'll play the Westgate Regent first. There's no vampires in our yard here. Let's see what we get. We get this here, which is when Stimulus Package enters the battlefield, create 2 treasure tokens. Sacrifice a treasure to create a 1/1. Okay. So if that's the case, we'll play you out. And no attacks. No attacks. Another Brutal Cathar, but this one doesn't actually steal anything, which is great news for us. They swing in again. Can make a really good block here. And I'm happy to make that trade because we have the Haunting Voyage, so we will get back these creatures even though they're dying. Another Evelyn. I can actually go straight in here with Olivia, which honestly could put some serious pressure on our opponents. Because now we get all these cards to work with, and then also the Westgate Regent goes to an 8/8. That's, I mean, I have lethal. Obviously, if they swing in everything, they have lethal as well, so I'm gonna have to make a block here. But if they don't play another creature here, I have lethal on the return. I gotta imagine they have a creature. I'm just pointing it out. I'm nervous. I can't lie. I'm very nervous because this game is going very, very weird right now. I'm not, I mean, I could, if I find another Vanishing Verse, I'll be pretty happy, but I might have just expended the Vanishing Verse a little too early on that Gala Greeters. I probably should have took one more turn to kind of assess the situation, but it's all good. I do have the Domnathi, which is going to give us a life link potentially. Nice. I get that back. So I'm kind of winning that then. Okay. I mean, I'll take that. That's fine with me. That's fine with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Absolutely. Absolutely, my friend. It's a good blocker, I guess, for the layer of the Hydra, so. Okay. So we got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage if I kill this thing. They activate the layer of the Hydra for 2 on the ground. So I don't have lethal, unfortunately, because they have the layer of the Hydra. I would have lethal if they didn't, but they do. So we'll go ahead and play the Fable then, which does generate us another blocker, and it still leaves us mana open to play the Evelyn out. We'll attack in with the Olivia, get back the Westgate Regent. The Regent just putting on all the pressure right now. Obviously, I knew I could have attacked in there, which would have, you know, threatened lethal, but they would have just made a block here. They also have, like I said, the layer of Hydra. I would love to grab this, but I'm going to play the Evelyn out. So I'm going to just take a land here, I think. 4, 5. Yeah, I'm going to just take a land here. All right, we want to flash Evelyn in. I think the more blockers, the better, because if they play any sort of removal spells here, they can easily kill us. So I got to be very careful on how we decide to do this. See, they're going very wide. Look at that. They're setting up a very wide board. They're trying to figure out a way to get through the 3 points of damage to win the game on this turn. So having an extra blocker here is going to be very, very clutch. Obviously, Vanishing Verse wouldn't have been a bad play, though, if I would have taken that and killed the Jewel Thief, but then I would have been left with essentially no more blockers. Okay, that's fine. We have an 8/8 going over the top, so. Can we get wide enough here? That's a good question. They gain 5 life. They destroy my artifact. They don't create a 4/4, which might have been a mistake here for them. We'll see. All right, we get access to all of the cards Evelyn grabbed us earlier, which is so helpful. And they scoop it up. I was actually going to cast their own Cabaretti Charm here to actually end the game, because I believe the Cabaretti Charm can give everything 1/1 and trample. Is that right? It does. Okay. Yeah, so that would have won me the game right there. I would have just done that. Ba-boom. The team would have got pumped. GG. Another really great game. Let's get it. Just another fantastic game, man. This deck is actually outperforming itself. I didn't expect a whole lot from this deck, to be honest, but I think we got it pretty well balanced here, man. It's doing some serious work. Opponent goes first. I do have this and a Haunting Voyage, which is very, very good to start the game off. Obviously, some 2-mana interaction like a Thrilling Discovery or a Vanishing Verse would feel a little better, but hopefully we can get there. We'll see. That's not a good sign. Drawing all of our biggest spells in our deck is not the way you want to go early on. Yep, I had a feeling that's what we were up against. Domnathi is pretty interesting because it is a life-linking body that has Death Touch, so we can maybe present a pretty scary blocker for them, especially if they can't find Trample. So this right here says what now? Enchanted creature gets 2 to exile, steal from your graveyard, return another target or equipment card from your graveyard to your hand. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good for what they're typically trying to do. Crippling Fear. It's pretty good, but not when you got things like the Jukai Naturalist sitting out here. So I think the play is still to go with the Domnathi, transform it immediately, get it out there with some lifelink, because we can block the Jukai Naturalist very safely. Borrowed Time. Which one do they take, though? They look like they might leave me with the blocker here. No, they take the blocker. Okay. Let's be happy that they use that now as opposed to against the Domnathi, which it could very likely happen next turn. We'll see. All right, we're gonna get rid of you and you. Another Fable. Not terrible. Man, if only they didn't have that Spirited Companion, I would obviously just make them sacrifice the Jukai, but unfortunately, we're not that lucky. All right, we got Regent. We got about to be Damnathi. All right, so they play a Spirited Companion, which is a good sign, meaning they might be digging for something here, but they're still within the range of borrowed time mana. So good chance it just gets exiled here. We'll see. I hope not. I hope not. Another good sign. That's a pretty healthy Crippling Fear at the moment. Crippling Fear, and then we'd be one mana off of the Olivia, which feels good. Nice. Okay, and we hit the land. Beautiful. All right, so the thing is, though, we're going to lose the Reflection of Kiki Jiki, which is unfortunate. But is there any similarities between these two? No, it's Goblin, Vampire, Shaman. There's no Shaman here. All right, let's just go for the Crippling Fear. Vampire. I almost screwed that up. All right, Damnathi's the last one on the field, but again, we have Olivia about to come down next turn. It can get us back the Westgate Regent. That can get big enough to hopefully block the Jukai Naturalist as well. They're struggling to find their trample here, which I love to see. Somehow we got Haunting Voyage every game, which is pretty uncanny. Only having 2 in the deck. We're getting pretty lucky with that. I was considering maybe adding a third, but looks like if we're going to be sifting through our deck enough with the Fable and the Thrilling Discovery, we should be fine. But let's go ahead and do our thing here. Let's go. Olivia in. Westgate Regent in. Regent goes to an 8/8. Already immediately bigger than the Jukai Naturalist, which you love to see. They're going to give 1/1 counters, though, to the Jukai and the other creatures. So now it's a 7/7. Borrowed time. Okay, what are they going to hit here? Obviously, they hit the Damnathi and we lose. It was only a matter of time before they found that borrowed time. So GG's. It is what it is. Are they serious? Never mind. Well, they missed lethal there. I've been there though. Honestly, when you get tunnel vision on like that's their best creature, I gotta get rid of it and not actually looking at, okay, hey, I've got 9 damage, they have 9 health. I've done that many times, so we might get away with one here. I should have lost this game. This should definitely have been a loss, no doubt about this. 1, 2, 3. We have 4 mana for. Gosh darn it, not gonna work. That's not gonna work. So we either go with the Regent or we go with. I think we go with the Fable here. I think we go with the Fable here. I don't think there's any benefit to us attacking and taking 3 off their life total here. I really don't. I mean, I'm still super happy we're even alive right now, to be honest. I wish they would just attack and trade and get this over with. Let me gain the 3 life, kill their Jukai, and then I can get it back later with the Haunting Voyage. That would be pretty cool, but. So they tapped their creature, but then they untapped it. So they're thinking about playing something here, potentially for a 4. They threw away Seed of the Empire, which is a really good removal tool for both of these creatures. So I'm curious to know if maybe they have another one. Enchanted creature gets 1/1. And when it leaves the battlefield, create a 1/1 spirit token. Okay. Create 2 spirit tokens. Okay. Not bad, not bad. Let's do that and then see what 2 creatures I can hit. Maybe. Nice, we get an Edgar. That's super helpful actually, because that actually takes my Olivia to the next level of power, which can get through that flyer. Westgate Regent's also a 5/5. Wow, the Edgar really just came in clutch for us here. Holy cow. They take all that damage. They do put us in a weird spot here. I think they let that go through and didn't trade because they want to swing in with both the Jukai Naturalist. Okay, they just scoop. I was gonna say they could swing in with the Jukai Naturalist and the Rising Star here, and make me kind of pay for not respecting the flyer on the return attack, and that would force me to make a block here, but we'd still gain that life, and I would definitely chump this, which would put him back to 21 though. But this thing's just gonna get out of control way too quickly, and then Olivia was gonna bring in the Bloodveil Purveyor next turn, so that was really good for us. Again, I feel bad for our opponent. They missed lethal. What can you do? All right, I will consider us at the moment to be 2-1. We won't count that last one as a win. Opponent did make a little bit of a mistake, so we'll let that slide. This hand, oh my god, if it was just if I had one red source here, it could be really good. I'm sending it. This is such a bad keep, guys, but I'm sending it because if I can get a red source for the Kiki Jiki, we're locked in. We have Vanishing Verse for early interaction, so hopefully we can get there, man. Oof, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. I knew I'd get punished for keeping this, but I wanted to give it a chance. All right, we're just gonna blow it up. They haven't shown us any indications of any more creatures that have haste, so that's good. Okay, a land is good. It is getting us closer to the Crippling Fear, but we are still missing that red source. Crippling Fear takes care of that. Nice, we get the red source. Oh baby, let's go. And then this has First Strike, which takes care of this, as long as it doesn't turn to night, which it won't for at least this next turn. But if it turns to night, it will be out of range of the Crippling Fear, which is a little scary. I think I can go with the Florian just for one more turn here. I think we're gonna get a little bit more value out of the Crippling Fear because they should play another creature here. But if they get a little crazy with their passing the turn and turning it to night, well, they didn't, so doesn't matter. All right, well, now we get an even bigger creature. I think we just keep playing the bigger creatures here, and as they die, we just build up a big, Olivia or, Haunting Voyage. So I feel pretty good about this. We hit our red source, so we're looking really nice. Feeling nice, looking nice. We're chilling, man. We are chilling. Here comes the 1/1 counter. Whatever they don't give it to is going to die, though. Not the cleanest of plays from our opponent here, but I mean, we're just hitting our land drops easily now. I could flash this in as a blocker, or I could just I don't know. Thinking here. What's the best play? Because I need to be defensive enough to deal with this, because we're within burn territory now. But if I play this out and we get back of Florian, we're gonna get super aggressive, but at the same time we might die the following turn. So I think playing defensively here is probably the play. I think playing defensively is the play, and then looking for lethal maybe next turn if possible. So we're gonna flash in Evelyn here, make a block. Evelyn's going to die though, is the thing, right? Hopefully they don't have a burn spell here. All right, so they take us down to 4. We have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, exactly lethal. If they can't get another body down, looks like we might have the victory here, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like we might have the victory here. And we get to play with fire, which I can't cast this turn, but I can cast on the upkeep of their turn. But looks like we got the W here. GG's, let's go. That was a very aggressive deck we were up against there. Very happy we came out of that with the win. Holy cow. That was nice though. That was nice. And again, we had to play with fire, so I could have played a land from this exile pile, and then on their upkeep, we would have gotten the chance to play these cards again. Look at, just take a second and check out Olivia here. Or, I'm sorry, Evelyn. It got us 5 lands. Unreal. Good game though. Man, that could have gone really bad for us had we not hit that red source, but I'm glad we did. If we would have hit it a turn earlier though, playing the Fabled would have really made things a lot simpler for us, but it's all good. It was nice to be able to play out those bodies each turn to make those blocks, because again, this deck does not mind if creatures die. We put them out there to block on purpose, just to die, because you know we know we're going to get them back later. So all right, opponent's on some Simic, maybe ramp. Maybe ramp. If they're gonna be ramping, they're gonna want the treasures here. Do I blow it up now? I don't know. I think blowing up the Gallic Readers might be a little too soon. Is it whenever they cast or whenever a creature enters the battlefield? It enters the battlefield, so I still have a choice here. Okay, no creatures came through. All right, we're gonna go with the Fable. Got to get the thing, get things moving here. Get things moving here. We have so many ways to cycle through our cards. We got 2 Fables, 2 Thrillings, so this feels really good. That's fine. I care more about the cycling than I do the treasure, so. And looks like they're basically taking this turn off playing the field trip, so I like that. And they missed a land drop. Love it. All right, Purveyor, maybe one of these. You know what? I'm gonna play the Dumnathi here. I can get some card advantage here with drawing a card. Another one, not great. Never really want to see another one, but DJ Khaled. They did hit a land drop there. Good for them. At least we have more tools here to throw away to the graveyard and dig through our deck a little bit more. That's nice because I can Vanishing Verse it and it won't get its effects, right? Whenever it enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life. When it dies, create the 4/4 Rhino. So yeah, if we exile it, it will be gone. Be gone, you beast. All right, and Crippling Fear still seems like it might be a pretty good card here, but maybe not, because they're probably going to get really, really big, I would imagine. And we get another Crippling Fear anyways, so it's fine. And I'm going to take care of it, get rid of that. Get in there for some life gain. Back to 22, feeling nice. We have Reflection of Kiki Jiki, by the way, which means we can start copying some of these vampires. Bloodveil Purveyor seems like a good copy. That's a nightmare to deal with, though. Wish I would have saved my Vanishing Verse. Wish I would have saved the verse. Yikes. Okay. That's nice. All right, this is going to be hard. This is going to be very, very hard to deal with. If we play that, we have 1 mana left over, so we will wait. And oh god, taking 7 just doesn't feel good at all. I could attack in here, make them use up their shield counter, and then oh no, that's not going to work. All right, pass the turn. I think we're going to go with the Evelyn play here. We're going to hopefully grab something decent off the top of their deck that we can utilize, like a bounce spell or something like that. All right, let's flash this bad boy in. Nice, let's go. What a top deck that was, huh? Love it. I know we died there. It is what it is. We're doing what we can. What a top deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. Can't cast it just yet. Hopefully we hit a land here off the top. They do see that we stole it, so that was probably pretty triggering for them to see. You better keep that same energy, opponent. Don't you dare concede. Not yet. Oh, they have another one. Very nice. All right, what you gonna do with that? 1/1 counters, treasures. What are we looking at here? Another treasure token. There's the shield counter. That's nice. I guess. What do we do here? I'm not sure. We definitely can't play the Titan this turn, so we might as well just utilize the land that they've given us. And then Westgate Regent. Because the Westgate Regent can get really big and combat this Titan problem that we have here. And with Thrilling Discovery. Crippling Fear, again, a pretty dead card. More lands, not ideal. Not ideal. What did we pull? We pulled the Bloodveil Purveyor and a Hall of the Storm Giants. Okay. Alright, so I probably will block the Titan with the shield counter here with the Westgate Regent. And the reason I'm making these blocks, guys, is just get these shield counters off of them. And then hopefully we can do something about them later. I don't know if that's the right move, though. I'm just thinking here. Taking 14 seems pretty bad. Obviously, keeping our Westgate Regent and attacking in with it to get it bigger would be, optimal. But we have Olivia, which can get it back, and having it swing in instantaneously is nice. All right, we're in trouble. We are in trouble here. Titan of Industry, though, comes in with a shield counter, gets us another body. That's kind of nice. All right, they swing in with both. I had a feeling they would. All right, they're being very passive, which I'm really happy about. All right, let's do it. Titan of Industry, save my life, please. Get that shield counter, get that 4/4. I would love to gain the life, but not gonna happen. Not gonna happen, unfortunately. No attacks. We get Olivia in next turn. Olivia brings back the Regent. The Regent gets massive. Or I could bring back the Damnathi and transform it to gain some life. This all depends, too, on whether or not they decide to attack. What the heck does this thing do? Whenever it enters the battlefield or attacks, draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards. Whenever you discard a card, target creature gets negative XO until the end of turn, where X is the number of different mana values among cards in your graveyard. Great. So now our Titan is literally a bum. Well, I can still double block one of their Titans. Oh my gosh, what a card. Like, this is not okay, in my opinion, this is not a good card. But of course, in this situation, it's a fantastic card. Unbelievable. Stay passive, stay passive. Yeah, you don't want to swing everybody. Let's go. We love to see it. All right, you're dead. They should have swung in with everybody there. They would have put me in a much worse situation. All right. Let's go with... If I go Purveyor, I can get more blockers, I think, if I go with... Because this is nice for being aggressive, right? But I also run right into this guy. So, yeah, let's go Purveyor here. Come on, Vanishing Verse. Not Vanishing Verse, unfortunately. Still no attacks. We go back to a 7/7. We did draw a Haunting Voyage, which is going to be nice to get back a Damnathi, as well as a Westgate Regent or another Bloodveil Purveyor, which would be pretty cool. I I don't know, man. I don't know. We're in trouble. Let's just be honest. We're in a lot of trouble here. We're probably dead, to be honest. If they swing all here, we're more than likely dead. That has haste, so super unfortunate, but pretty cool deck that we lost to. It's just unfortunate that they drew back-to-back Titans. Like, that's a pretty hard thing to beat, especially when I threw away a Vanishing Verse on something a little more trivial than that. What did I end up killing with that? I forgot. Oh, it'd be an exile, huh? I took the War Chief. Yeah, that would have been a little easier to deal with. They are giving us a little bit of hope here by not attacking in. That's pretty crazy. All right, Demnathi can make them sacrifice something, which would be interesting. But I think we just transform it to really threaten a really solid blocker here. No attacks. Because I could sacrifice Edgar. Edgar would come back as an artifact, but the rest of my team would get depumped. I don't like that play, and they would just take, you know, a Quandrix Cultivator. So no thanks on that. And we still haven't hit a Vanishing Verse yet, but we did just pull a Fading Hope, which is so good. The question becomes, though, what do we Fading Hope here? What do we Fading Hope? Because I don't want them to get the Titan back, you know, to get its value again. This has haste. This enters the battlefield triggers. I think it has to be the Gala Greeters or the 4/4 Rhino. It's got to be one of those two. Now they send all? That's kind of strange. That thing is so good. Ugh, so good. Okay. Let's see what kind of blocks we can make here. Let's hopefully make them regret this attack. Very much so. All right, so defense, we go, you're dead. You're dead. Those are very important to kill. They scoop. Oh my gosh, they scooped it up. Let's just hypothetically walk through this though and see how we would have done this. I think we would have got out of this pretty easily. So we would have kept both purveyors. Those would have died. I would have taken this here, killed a Quandrix Cultivator, taken, let's see, bounce these two off of, bounce this off of this, bounce this off of this. And that wouldn't work either. Yeah, I would have had to use the Fading Hope on the Gala Greeters and then made a block here, and we would have taken, wait, they would have won that, wouldn't they have? No, I could have blocked with this. What am I saying? I could have blocked with this. I forgot. It has 0, but we could have blocked with it. Yeah, so we block here, just making sure here, and we Fading Hope this or whatever. Yeah, we wouldn't have taken any damage there. Nice. Okay, just checking, doing all the little math there, but very nice. That is going to do it for today's gameplay footage, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. We are going to break this deck down in full now and talk about it and how we built this thing up. But before I do so, I just want to say a huge shout out and thank you to everybody who's made it here into this video. I do appreciate you making it this far. It helps out a lot here with the YouTube algorithm. So huge shout out to you guys. I really do appreciate that so very, very much. With that being said, let's take a look at the list and kind of explain our process. So it was pretty simple. We wanted to play Evelyn, which we kind of discussed in the intro. This is kind of the build around of today's deck. Evelyn is a very cool creature that draws you so many cards. Not necessarily draws you cards, but gets you a lot of card advantage through the exiling mechanic on this thing. It's really, really cool. And the fact that it's flexible with his mana was really what helped make this card good, because I tried to make this a Grixis card. It almost feels like you had to, because it's showing the Grixis colors. But as you can see, you can technically run this in a mono black deck for, all intents and purposes. But I decided to switch to Mardu because of things like Edgar. Edgar obviously being the, the Lord of the Vampires, essentially pumping your squad up and being extremely hard to get rid of. So I wanted to run a Mardu deck, and I knew that's kind of where I was going to start, right? I was going to start with the Edgar, Evelyn, and kind of go from there. And then I thought, with it being Mardu, it could be very easy for us to run a Reanimator deck because we've got really good cards like Thrilling Discovery and Fable the Mirror Breaker to get our cards to the graveyard. So these are very, very good options for the early games to kind of set you up. And then also Mardu offers some really great stuff like Olivia and the Haunting Voyage, because these two cards are really great Reanimator spells. So now we've got our base, right? And Olivia works really well too because the rest of this deck has a lot of legendary vampires. Almost all the vampires that are good are legendary, which is really, really nice because Olivia's ability to bring things back, and then if it dies, those things stay on the battlefield if we have another legendary vampire. So it almost always works out in our favor. And then Haunting Voyage is a no-brainer just because, you know, anytime you run tribal and you're trying to reanimate, this is the way you want to go. We've also got Crippling Fear in this deck, which is so good because Crippling Fear is a way to sweep a board when you have a tribal list and it doesn't affect your side of the board. So this is a very big no-brainer sweeper in the deck. Even if your ideal play line is to be aggressive and get a ton of creatures out at one time, those decks don't want you to, you know, you don't want to be sweeping the board. Crippling Fear is a great way to get that mechanic and not have to worry about your side getting swept up. So of course, anytime I can run Crippling Fear, I do so. We've also got things like Domnathi in the deck for some more legendary vampire mechanics, but also this card is a very cool versatile option because it gives you card advantage, switches to a death touch blocker, which we saw how important that could be. And we can also make our opponent sacrifice a creature, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because if we get our stuff into the graveyard, that's where we want it to be ultimately for the end game. And you guys saw Westgate Regent kind of pop off. I absolutely love this card. I want it to be good so bad. I try to put it in a lot of my decks, but it never really works out. It grows so fast though. It gets so strong so quickly. And with the Olivia, it's just such a great aggressive way to end a game. And then Bloodveil Purveyor being a 5/6 4-drop, I mean, this thing is busted. And the fact that it just gets bigger when it attacks too, it helps us stay really, really aggressive. And then in the early game, I felt like we didn't have enough presence because we were trying to get really big baddies into the graveyard to reanimate, right? So if you're going to focus on heavier CMC converted mana cost creatures, you're going to want to, get explosive at the end of the game. You're going to lack in the early game as far as staying alive because you need, early interaction and some bodies. So I decided on Vanishing Verse as the removal because it's such a great removal spell. Obviously, multicolored decks, you're going to struggle, but for the most part, Vanishing Verse is still a pretty good card. I've seen a lot of success with it still. That's why we chose it. And then we chose Florian. And Florian obviously works a little bit better in a deck where maybe you're trying to burn their face and get card advantage that way. We're not so much focused on the card advantage. This is just another really great legendary vampire to help with Olivia's, legendary clause. And in some cases, you will get card advantage from this, but it won't be till later game, which is pretty unusual for this card. But the fact that it's a 3/3 strike, first strike creature is still a really good card to have, especially with our curve being so high, kind of starting our game in the 4-drop slot. So that's ultimately how we decided to build the deck. I've been trying to build this thing for so long. I've been working on this for so very, very long. If you actually look into Grixis pile, with all the Streets of New Capenna, there's a lot of vampires to choose from, and they kind of try to entice you to go more Grixis because of all the options you do have, because almost every Grixis creature here is vampire, and the only good one, I hate to break the news to you guys, aside from Evelyn, is Lord Xander. And Lord Xander is really hard to get to play, obviously, unless you're reanimating it. And if you're going to run Grixis Reanimator, you're not going to have as many good options as you are in Mardu. Mardu just has the best stuff, man. With the Thrilling Discovery being your early game, gaining life and drawing cards is so good. You're not going to get the same sort of benefits if you run Grixis, because you're really going to give up removal as well with Vanishing Verse, and then Edgar obviously pumping up the whole squad is really nice. So I just don't think there's enough good Grixis vampires to make that viable. But you do have options like Maestro's Charm to obviously fill up the graveyard as well. There's definitely some options. So you can definitely go that route, but you're giving up on the Edgar, which is a very key piece, in my opinion, to the deck. But I mean, you guys obviously ultimately make your own decisions on that. I just think Mardu is just a touch and a hair better, in my opinion. But if you guys have any ideas on how to make this deck better, of course, leave it down in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I had a lot of fun making it. But before I get out of here, as always, and we look to the future, which is going to be tomorrow's video. Tomorrow's video is an absolute banger, guys. Stick around for that. It's already recorded. I'm going to shoot the intro next, but it's a mono black artifacts deck. It's going to be nuts. I just got to give a huge shout out of course, to the Mardi Mob. I appreciate you guys so much for being part of the Mardi Mob. If you guys don't know, these guys help out on the channel by becoming members, and we call them the Mardi Mob, and they are paid members here on the channel for a little bit more bonus content, access to live stream or past live streams, additional content, but mostly they're just helping support the channel through their monthly membership. So I want to say thank you to them at the end of every video, just to make sure that they know that they are appreciated. And if you guys want to learn more about the Mardi Mob, you can click the join button down below or a link in the description. But either way, we are out of here. I hope to see you guys in tomorrow's video. And you know, hit that subscribe button for future content, man. We'll see you guys there. Peace.
Hit him 3 times like a hat trick. The name is Fizzy, no Patrick. If you play him, then it's tragic. Hit him with the mythic, yeah, that's magic. MTG, that's what you'll see if you like and subscribe. With the upload, man. Man, all of the time. Coming with the best decks, this is the meta. This ain't cheap, yeah, it's